stacking, we flipping, and no, we ain't running low. Shotty the size of a bottle of shit, and now I can never gon' give it up. My time is money, little baby, I told her these bitches I ain't got no time for love. Causing the scene, I know what you mean, but no one remember this type of love. Heart is on freeze, you know what that mean, I never gon' play, no letting up. Baby, you know that I jump in that lake of that money and I had to swim away. Why you gon' bust all that shit out the back and you know you gon' send it off anyway? Falling in love with no reason, though. Mama ain't checking on me no more. All of them skeletons up in your closet, little baby, don't worry about me no more. Something that you never seen before. No, I ain't drinking that lane no more. See if the bitch is still around when you going broke and not riding clean no more. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
You already know what it is, man. We here on Pool Table Podcast, and this is episode 6, man. And we got my man Freddie D in the building. You don't know Fred Davis, man. And I got to give him a better introduction than that. He come from Glass City, Toledo, 2-time champion, USC, 04-08, Mackey Award winner, 7-year commander vet. You know what I mean? We've been through a lot together, man.
I like how you changed the commander from the Redskins.
Yeah, I had to. You know, I had to, though. I had to. You had to do that,
good right
I had to slide that in there, man.
I'm surprised you didn't say 7-year dead skin.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to do that, man.
We the commanders.
Oh, yeah, we the commanders, Joe. Yeah, because you know what? You know, a lot of people say, man, we the commanders, Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that in the most DC-style voice I can do it in. Hey, we the commanders, Joe. We out here, man, but good to see you, Fred, man. It's been a long time, man. You know, a lot of those days, man, we was partying right there in that mix, making some things happen, man. But
you was around, man. You definitely were around for a lot of moments in my life, for sure. Highlights and moments in my life. Definitely when I was at the peak, definitely doing what I was doing, for sure. And I ain't seen you in years, so this podcast is gonna be very interesting.
Very interesting
to see where this goes.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, you know, at the end of the day, man, we all men. We all come from different ethnic backgrounds, different grinds, you know what I'm saying? But we all come from a struggle, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, you know what I mean? But to see where we at today, and it's not just the money value of it, you know what I mean? I look at it as where you at spiritually, where you at mentally. Today is a lot different from where we were back then.
Oh, it should
be. You know what I mean?
It should be. If you elevate, you should be changing.
You know what I'm saying?
If you elevate, you should be changing. But if we were in the past still, we got to elevate. We got to make moves. We got to change.
Indeed. So a lot of people want to know, you know what I'm saying, right now. Let's jump. Can we jump right into it?
Man, you guys can get into it.
Let's get it, man. A lot of people want to know.
I'm the only red cup over here, so let me just I feel like it's the Bloods versus the Critics.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Hey, I'm a red cup too.
Gangbang. I'm a civilian. What they say? I'm a civilian.
No cap.
I'm a red
Come on, man.
Not a blue cup.
But
no, I'm just fucking.
No, but real talk. A lot of people want to know what is Fred Davis doing today. What is
today?
He doing today? Yeah.
Okay. Well, you want today? Okay. Today, as far as today, I invested in a company 7 years ago, a marijuana company. I'm a percentage owner of it. We distribute to different dispensaries at the moment, and to me, like that was something that I wanted to get into because that's something I lost money from. We'll probably get into that a little bit. But for me, that was something I lost money from, and I didn't understand why. But it's also something that is actually helping people nowadays. Kids with autism, cancer. It's not just about the recreational side. That's not just when I'm not just doing a pop-up or anything like that. We're actually helping people medically, you know what I'm saying? So that's the field that I'm in now. I invested in it 7 years ago. When I got out the league, you know, when you get out the league, a lot of guys, you know, you got to figure out something next. A lot of guys get lost in they get lost in their fame or whatever they had before. But you always got to look forward what's next, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, indeed.
For me, that was something big because I seen the statistics and seen the guys that before me and after me where I wanted to be and where I seen other guys at. I just can tell like where I needed to be, you know what I mean? So I had to make different moves because I could see the path that I was going down because I was spending a lot of money hanging out, partying, doing everything that everybody's supposed to do. Because what people don't understand is that when you don't come from money, you're gonna do certain things to make yourself feel certain. Like I'm in this position now.
Yeah.
And maybe it's an ego thing, maybe it's a learning curve, but at the same token, it's something I feel that everybody has to go through. And if you come out of it, that's a good thing because most people they don't. They get lost in that moment and they stay in it, and it's like a tornado. They get sucked in.
Yeah, I mean that's facts though. Coming from where we come from, man. You come from the gutter and you give somebody some bands, man. You're gonna show out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean I'm from Toledo, Ohio, so
you know what I'm saying.
Definitely give a nigga like me some bands. We gonna show out.
Yeah, we gonna show out a little bit.
I'm gonna buy a Rolls Royce or two. We gonna buy some shit. We gonna spend some money. We gonna go out of town. We gonna take.
Yeah, man.
But that's just what comes with it though. But it's a learn. Like I said, it's a learning curve because all those are great moments. But at the end of the day, what are those? Those are just moments.
Yeah.
They're just moments. You know what I mean? That they just had. Well, did I build anything off those moments? That's what I think about nowadays.
Okay. Speaking of that, 2011. Okay. I think it was 2010, 2011.
That was like my best
season
year.
coming off that best year.
And I was a fourth. Hey, let me get this straight. That was my best year, and I had got suspended for 4 games. I was already at 800 yards receiving. So y'all tell me.
Despite the fact,
think was about to happen. I was about to break that stat.
One thing about that, it was 59 catches, 796 yards. I do my homework. 3 TDs. The following year, $5.5 million is on the table.
Yeah, that's a franchise tag. But that's like, I mean, when you think about that, it's a blessing, and still you got to be thankful for those moments. But when you're in that moment, it's a competitive thing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that like, man, I already know I could do better than that.
Yeah,
I already know what I'm worth. But see, organizations, it's not about what you're worth. It's about who they can trust. It's about who's going to do the right things in the right moments, or who they believe in. Because at the end of the day, they're not us. When you deal with the NFL, you just got to think of it like an Italian mob of guys sitting at a table and choosing like, which one do I want to pick? And which one is going to be the golden child? Some talent you can't resist, and that like you might get a LeBron James, you might get a Michael Jordan, you might get a Emmitt Smith or a Walter Payton or Barry Sanders. Every once in a while, you can't deny their talent because you got to play them. But at the end of the day, there's a gang of talent out there that still has a voice, and you still you get on the play.
Indeed. I know the panel been waiting. They did their homework as well.
Oh, you already know I did.
You know what I'm saying?
You already know I did.
They've been wanting to ask you some questions as well. I got a long list of stuff, but it's things that I already know, but the world need to know. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But speak on it, Beanz.
I want to know how it was being drafted to the NFL in 2008.
2008. Coming from USC, we just.
With the rose in your mouth.
And I'll be honest with you, I wish we had that NIT that they have now, because I would have been getting paid.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell
college kids
you.
getting paid for their likenesses now. But at that moment, what Alabama is now to everybody, USC was like that in that moment in the early 2000s. Yeah. With Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Lindell White, Steve Smith. We've had, I can go down the list. Clay Matthews, Troy Polamalu. I didn't play with him, but just the list of guys that came around in that era, it was a really deep class. We had a lot of first rounders in that first 3, 4, or 5 years. So, like, just coming from that, and I'll be honest with you, I had more fun in college than I did in the NFL. Being a broke kid in L.A., coming from nothing, we would get in the club before the San Diego Chargers would.
Yeah, come on now. I'm trying to tell you.
I'll be honest.
That's keeping it 100.
Charger players, I'm not going to say any names. Some of the Charger players be like, what the fuck? How the fuck is... No. Somebody who passed by said they actually win.
No, listen. This is about to go all the way left, right? This is about to go all the way left. Let's talk about this. I recall a certain night. Damn San Diego or California. We was in D.C. And John Wall could not get in the club that we was in. Let's talk about that. You had to actually get John Wall into a club in Washington, D.C.
Nah, it wasn't really, I don't think.
That's what it was. No, that's what it was. That's what it was. He had on certain shoes. Yeah, he had on certain.
This is let's set it up the right way. Though.
No, let's do
this
it.
is when John Wall first got out here.
I know, I understand that.
And I've been partying in the city for like 4 or 5 years straight. So all the club promoters know me. They're like, oh, Fred, because you know that it's just like with them, it's like what you see. What have you done for me lately? So at that point, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm buying like $4,000 night tables every day. So what do you think they gonna do? They ain't gonna tell me no at that point. So at that point, he just got there. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they didn't know. I think one of the promoters got upset with him and his crew because they was already telling him who John Wall was. Yeah. And then they was already like, fuck that. I'm not letting you in. Fuck you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you tripping. And I came up there like, man, you tripping. And I know John, and I was like, I met him before a couple times. We was cool and like hang out before. So to me, it was just like, man, are you really not going to let a person in that's going to spend the bag? You really don't care about what's going on. You need to speak to the manager or the owner or something. It's going to be some money coming through. So it wasn't really more like that. It was just me more like as an athlete. I just been through moments like that when you go through different cities and you party and that somebody doesn't know you or the promoter doesn't know you or the club owner doesn't know you, they might treat you a little different until they recognize or realize that they Google you and be like, oh shit, he has the money, now I'm gonna act different. So
but the fact of the matter though, you kept it 100. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
I ain't gonna take no clout chase.
No, but the fact of the matter, you kept it 100, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's been many nights we done been out in different spots. And you did the same thing for the whole crew. You know what I mean?
I think that's something I think that's just like one of them athlete things that a lot of niggas do. Because it's just like a I don't know, camaraderie thing. You know? And sometimes, you know, your lady or your girlfriend be like, damn, you treat your niggas better than you do me. No, it's not really like that. They just around me in the moment when I'm about to spin.
Come on. The breakaway. Back in the day, man, I had that I remember having that Escalade, man. I used to load the group up in there, man. Hey, look, Fred had all them sports cars. He say, hey, OG, bring up that truck. We need that truck tonight. Nigga, hey, this is before Uber really took off, you know what I mean? Yeah. Before the Uber era, you know what I mean? Before the black cars and all that, you know what I mean? We was moving around in that city on that level. But to get on that same year, 2011, June 10th, 2011, you ran into a little bit of trouble. What was that about?
June 10th, 2011.
June 10th, 2011. June 10th, 2011, I think you ran into a little bit of trouble within a night. I think
it's actually 2010.
2010.
It happened in 2010.
But the trial came up in 2010.
Yeah, so basically, man, shit, that was just like that was just a money grab for somebody. You know what I mean? Basically, I'm not gonna speak on the person's name or give them any kind of clout at the end of the day. But that was a person that when I first got here, she was like a girl that was just she's from DC, you know, and she like knew everything about the clubs. All the promoters knew her, but a lot of the promoters didn't deal with her because they felt like she was like ratchet or they felt like she does the most. But what her whole MO was to like get athletes when they first come to the city, you know, try to act like you're cool with them, not try to fuck them or anything like that, but then try to put other girls on him. You know what I mean? That was her whole thing, like a fake madam type shit. So to be honest, like that's how I met her, you know what I mean? And that's when I first got here, my boy Whiskey P, you know, shout out to Whiskey. He was the one basically that was like newer, you know what I mean? And one time she basically came to Cali. I guess she felt like she wasn't treated the right way she should have been treated. She should have been picked up in a limo or some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck she thought was going on, but I'm not fucking you. What you think? I'm not dealing with you like that. We're not cool. You deal with my homeboy. So for me, it was more like, you know, that's what triggered it. That's what made her upset. So I had a birthday party, which was my party with my promotion, my name on it. I had a party bus, my teammates, everybody. She was at that party. And basically, she was standing on the table, sitting there, standing on the table at my party, at my table, the table that they gave me. I'm like, excuse me, can you get down? She throws a drink in my face.
Damn.
You know, this is like, you know, and to be honest, when I think about it now, like, I just would have just like said fuck it and left because it's not even worth it. But to me, in that moment, I was embarrassed. It's my party. I felt like, fuck you. You threw a drink in my eyes and like literally, and I'm like, damn. So then I grab a drink and I throw it on her.
Yeah. But see,
next day, let me stop. Next day I wake up,
yeah.
Fred Davis, assaulted a woman. Like, what? That's not how that shit went.
No, it's real though. Like, because nobody cares.
That's not how that shit went. And then when I went to go down and talk to the police officer, I told them exactly how I went. They seen the video. They let me go. You know why? Because it was exactly how I just said it. But for her, she knew that for me, that was a contract year. Yeah. She knew that she could fuck with a lot of shit that was going on, and she tried it, and she did. And at the end of the day, we settled out of court because it was stupid to even go through. She tried to sue me for $350,000 for that. For me throwing a drink on her after she assaulted me first with a drink. But
I think she got like, what, 9,000?
No, she got 35,000.
35,000. Yeah, it was 9,000, and then some other stuff in pain and suffering. But at the end of the day, still though,
it ain't even worth it.
It's the fact that it's a lot of chicks out here, man, that's doing that. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
But that's what's the sad thing about it is because there's a lot of people out there actually being abused and actually like there's actually things going on and happening like that actually need those type of like situations. But for her, which situations happen like that. You got to do what you got to do. So
with the Washington Commanders, despite of I don't even know the year when you was showing off that year when you got the tag and everything, it was like a slew of quarterbacks. Let's talk about like dealing with a lot of these different quarterbacks. And to you, who was the best quarterback you played with the Commanders?
Okay, well, since I was there, you gotta understand when I got there, right? I got there in 2008, and who was there in 2008 was Jim Zorn. Jim Zorn was a person that really wasn't supposed to be the head coach at first, and then Dan Snyder gave him the keys, like, fuck it. Because basically, I could pull the strings from up top and make you do what I want to do anyway. Vinny Serrato was our GM. It just was a situation where we had a lot of different quarterbacks. I mean, I can go down the list. I had Todd Collins, Jason Campbell, Donovan McNabb, Rex Grossman, John Beck, RG3, Kirk Cousins. I played with all those different quarterbacks at one point in time. And to say who's the best, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that because they were all playing in different systems that really didn't work for them. Yeah. I mean, to be honest. So, they didn't get to be put in the best situation where they could flourish and play the best football that they could play. And I know that now, learning now from what I know now. Back then I was like, damn, this motherfucker isn't really playing to his ability. But now I really realize, like, this shit starts up top. It ain't let him play to his ability. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't even I couldn't even say, but the person that I played the best with was Rex. And the following year, RG3 and me was gonna have a good year because before I tore my Achilles, I was on track to get another 1,000. So that would have been 2,000 years back to back. So I was already, at that point, I did get offered a deal from the Redskins, 5 years, $35 million, $12 million guaranteed. But at that point, the top 5 money was, Vernon was getting $50 million and 25 guaranteed. Looking back, I would have took it now because they would have had to keep me either I got suspended or not.
Indeed.
But it's all a chance. It's everything you do in that game is taking a chance, And then now, even now, the deals have changed. People aren't looking for 5-year deals; they're looking for 2 or 3 year deals. Give me my money up front, 2-3 years, and then we'll see what happens next. And that's now the NFL is changing now in that way. So.
Indeed. So, man, we about to take one quick break. This show has been brought to you by EBO Beard Oil. You know what I mean? You can get that to make your beard real nice and fine. You know what I mean? Like myself, you know what I mean? I buy that EBO Beard Oil. We're going to take a quick break, Gotti, and then we're going to go right back into it.
Keep my niggas out the trap, they some go. When them bands on the floor, keep them trap, they some go. When them bands on the floor, turn to go. When them bands on the floor, when them bands on the floor, turn to gold realers. Keep my niggas out the trap, they some gold getters.
So, man, we about to jump right back into this interview, man, with my man Fred Davis. It's a question I want to ask, man, and that may be a touchy subject within the NFL locker room.
Let's talk about it.
How do the homosexual players get treated within the locker room? Let's jump right into it because it's a lot going on in this world, and people can't say that there ain't no homosexual players in the locker room, in every locker room. So,
for sure.
In your own personal experience, how do those guys get treated?
Damn. You said jump right in. You jumped in that bitch like jump No. I feel like homosexuality in the locker room has been going on. I feel like it's just something that's just been underplayed that we just haven't heard about a lot. Depending on the sport you play, whatever is perceived as being a manly man, definitely football is kind of hard for a guy to come out and I feel be respected if you're in a room full of guys that aren't the same way. Definitely when you're dealing with football, it's a lot of camaraderie that has to do with football. Definitely if you want to win. You know?
Yeah.
When you're a winning team, you have to be together. You have to be on the same page. Everybody has to, eventually hang out and come together. I'm not saying that can't happen.
Right.
I'm just saying there are some guys that are probably homophobic and they just won't admit it. Me, I don't care what you do, as long as you don't, whatever your preference is your preference. But as long as you don't touch me,
that football.
Yeah, as long as you're doing as long as I can trust you to do your job, and actually we can hang out, and actually even that, like we could hang out, drink, we could do whatever, but as long as you don't test me and my gangster,
can't cross that line. Straight up, because at the end of the day, we all human beings. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, man, in the NFL, It was a lot of, it was a
Hold
stick.
on, before you do that though, I'm gonna just say something. I'm gonna give you a story, right?
Okay.
I'm not gonna say any names, but there was a guy, right? When I first got on the team, he, I guess like he wasn't a homosexual, but he was like an undercover, right? I guess you would say. Say like something like that. Like, he was a guy, like, I know somebody probably in my locker room that knows this shit. We're probably gonna laugh. But he was a guy in the bathroom, always, playing, turning the lights out in the shower room.
Oh, wow.
Throwing soap on rookies.
Hell no. Yeah. You're trying to sell them that.
Hell no. I'm about to get deep in this. In the professional football league, though?
No, this is real shit.
Real.
So, like...
He was playing a type of game.
I'm not gonna lie, like
suzzing up rookies though.
Niggas used to go to the shower, niggas used to scurry when that nigga used to go to the shower. Go ahead, dog. So like one time, right? Now this is a part of being in a bad organization. I realized, so I played on the Patriots for a short period of time. We can talk about that if y'all want to or not.
Yeah.
I played on the Redskins for like 6.5 years. So I've been through a different couple of organizations, like as far as like when somebody takes over. In the Zorn years, oh man, it was like you ever watched that show, ESPN Players? Where the players was doing all kind of crazy shit and motherfuckers.
That was doing his own.
Yeah, and they took it off the air because it was too realistic. That's basically it was the Redskins in 2008, 2009.
Right.
Dysfunctional. We were dysfunctional at top, and then it started with Zorn, and then when his power got taken away. But anyway, that has nothing to do with it. But we were at a hotel, right? This is like my first year being a rookie on the Redskins, on AK Redskins. And I was like, every guy would get a room, and then they would get another room on another floor just in case if they had like maybe some action, or maybe they had their girlfriend or wife, whatever you want to call it, whatever. They have their significant other there.
Yeah.
And I was on the floor one time, and I was with I was the significant other, and I seen one of my teammates creeping down the hallway, and it was a transvestite.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that if that's your preference.
If that's your preference,
But you're married and you portray yourself to be a person.
A certain situation.
That's different. So
it's false advertisement.
It just was kind of like, to be honest with you guys, like, and you guys know this, and women know this too. Like, guys are worse than men when it comes to gossiping. If a guy hits something, he going to the locker room telling it right away, and she gonna be, oh yeah, she sent you them pictures. Oh, yeah, look at these two.
Yeah.
Like, so when that happened,
got out of control.
Yeah. I wasn't the person. Just by the way, I wasn't the person exposed that. it just got to the locker room. But then you know how it goes. You go to the locker room, then the person say, "Oh, you think I'm lying? I know every tattoo on his body."
Yeah.
You know, to shit like that. So.
But how does that? But listen. But how does that player bounce back from that? If that player is not an all-star player,
he bounced back because it didn't affect him at all. Like nobody really cared as long as you do your job, and it shouldn't matter at the end of the day. It's just what you portray to be and what you actually are. You know what you actually are. Like I just feel like if you want to be yourself, just be yourself. You know what I mean? You don't gotta hide your cards behind this because at the end of the day, we all gonna figure it out anyway, and we all gotta play together. We all gotta do something together. We like brothers, right? So at the end of the day, as long as you pick up your slack and you do what you're supposed to do, we doing a job together. I mean, if at any job, do you think that everybody goes back home and hangs out with each other?
Right.
No, we come together, we do a job. That's what we're supposed to do.
Do what we gotta do.
So FYI, catch your interceptions, get your defensive blocks, tackle the quarterback, do your job.
Yeah.
Nobody's worrying about what's going on in the locker room. Do your job.
Yeah, straight up.
Shit can get spooky.
Yeah, very spooky.
It can get spooky.
And
let's talk about it. It can get spooky.
With that, man, it's a huge. It still is kind of, but it's not as big as it used to be. But the stigma back in those times when you were playing on marijuana, a lot of those crucial suspensions were for something that was like legal, basically something that could help you out, something that could help you grow or whatever. But at the same sense,
before we get to the marijuana situation or even just the marijuana in the NFL, let's just talk about like
the drugs and topic that the NFL
let's just talk about what the NFL does.
Will feed you.
And a lot of people don't know this. Like, you know, like when I was playing, Toradol shots were a big thing. Getting guys on Percocet, Xanny, whatever you needed, the NFL would do Vicodin. They would drug guys up. Whatever it takes to get you on the field.
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you this from me knowing this from personal experience, and 100 guys could tell you this. And if any guys tell me I'm lying, then they know they're lying. The medical director, that whoever is of each team, before each game, they come out with a list of like who should be on the medical list, who shouldn't be playing, and a lot of guys shouldn't be playing. But after they get whatever drug they need to make them play, which they get
eligible.
The guy up top, which is the head coach is telling the medical trainer basically, "Fuck you. If you don't get him to play this week, your job is on the line."
Yeah.
So every week, the medical trainer is trying to force you to play when he knows that you're not supposed to be able to play.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's gonna do when his job is on the line?
Make you play.
Give you the best
he's gonna do whatever possible to make you play.
But
so what the thing is for me is that NFL has deals with the pharmaceutical companies. So when you talk about marijuana, something that can help somebody with sleep narcolepsy or concussion protocol or any of those things, it actually is proven scientifically that it can help you. You don't have to just take, let's just say you don't have to smoke weed. You can take a CBD. That's even illegal for an athlete to take at this moment. Depending on how much THC processes in the CBD.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense to me, because if you're telling me you can go into a lab and mix some chemicals up and give it to an athlete and tell me that that's okay, no, it's not.
Anything else?
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, how many games do you think you really played healthy?
Healthy?
100% healthy.
Nah, I don't think in the NFL you ever play a game 100% healthy. It's either 98, 85, 75, whatever it is, you're going to make it happen.
They're going to do whatever you know for you to play.
Well, yeah, definitely if you care about your craft or you care about what you are playing for. So.
Okay, 2014, the DUI situation. You know, I know the backstory on the whole keys and Gotti taking the keys and...
Shit, the backstory, okay, well, shit.
Well, he took the keys and you woke up and said whoever...
No, I'll tell you the whole
story.
Tell me
Tell me the story.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you the story myself.
Yeah, indeed.
Let me give you the whole... Y'all drop the situation, but let me give you the backstory.
Go ahead, give it to me.
2014 was the year after I got I tore my Achilles. So I had a lot of time off to just sit back and have to, basically have a lot of free time on my hand.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like 25, 24, 25. Still young, you know what I mean? Still young with a lot of money in my pocket to be able to make any situation possible. So at that moment, I remember it was just that was just for me that year. I feel like I already outstayed my warrant to be even in DC. Like I feel like even as far as like being on the Redskins and the team and the situation and where I seen the organization at that point, I feel like I shouldn't have been here in the first place. But I forced it to stay because I'm a loyal person. You know, I had offers to go other places. I could have played for the Jets. I could have played for the Bills. I could have went back to the West Coast.
The Jets is more trash.
I turned down. I know, but I turned down more money to come. I turned down more money. Let me just set it up for you. I turned down more money to come back here.
Yeah.
I mean, even after I tore my Achilles, they did give me $4.5 million. You know, and that's not even easy to get after you tear your Achilles. You know,
At all
in the NFL. So after that point. I don't know, man. Like it's just like I was just hanging out. And I feel like every athlete wants to be an entertainer, and every entertainer wants to be an athlete. So I feel in the music to spiral to just release any energy that I felt at that moment. So one day I remember like I got suspended for marijuana. That was when I got suspended. It was my second time ever failing a drug test for marijuana. Now they let the guys fail it 12 times, by the way, just so you know.
Okay, it's a lot
so the audience does know.
Yeah, for the
you
audience,
fail it like 12 times.
12
I had
times.
12 chances, goddamn. I mean, I be good.
You only had 2.
They did 2 in the unit.
Yeah, we gonna call that the Fred Davis rule.
Nah, that's the Ricky Williams rule.
Ricky Williams. There we go. There we go.
Ricky Williams.
Somebody take to make an example of.
No, of course, because they just at that point, it's like if they can make examples, they definitely will. If you choose to. I mean, they basically give you the test, tell you when it's happening, but niggas try to play with it, just like niggas try to play with any situation. Niggas try to play with their bitch if they would look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's what happened, man. I got suspended for the weed shit. I went out one night, man. I remember I went out with me and Fat Trail one night. And I just said, fuck it, man. I bought like 10, 15 bottles at this one spot in D.C. called Huxley. I remember it was like a good place to go at that point. And I went to the studio and I was just like up all night. And I was like, fuck it, man, I'm staying up all night. And people that cared about me definitely tried to take my keys from me at some point.
Who took your keys from me?
My nigga my dog Gotti did. He took my keys from me. But at some point, when your ego is involved and you don't understand what what's ahead, what really matters. I can tell you even about that drive home. Like for me, like I think every guy has to look in the mirror and recognize what really matters. Decisions matter, choices matter. I don't believe in time, I believe in moments. Moments last forever. Time doesn't really exist. We live in moments. So for me, I feel like in that moment, I just felt like my ego was on high, man. You know what I mean? I already done seen like $20 million. Like I've done a lot of my life. I'm doing whatever I want to do every day. I go wherever I want to. I can challenge anybody I want to challenge. So I'm driving 5 different cars a day. You know what I mean? So at that point, your ego's on high. It's like, no, you gonna take my keys from me? So what I did was I fake sleep. I did it for like 2 seconds, and I watched them go in the back of the studio, and I went and I jumped up and I grabbed my shit and I said, I'm out this bitch. And I'm over here. The funny thing is, I remember I was talking to myself with the way the car. Like, you think you gonna take my motherfucking key from me, nigga?
See what talking to you?
God's plan.
Yeah,
One thing about God's plan.
No, but what's so fucked up about it is not even funny though, because seriously, on a serious note, on the way home, I'm calling like 100 people, like every person in my phone, every girl in my phone, every dude in my phone, my mama, everybody. Nobody would answer. So to what you say in God's plan, that was what God wanted to happen.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, you gotta think about this. Like I'm driving all the way from Alexandria. People don't probably know if you're not from somewhere else. That's like 45 minutes from where I live.
Talk to
in
him.
Leesburg.
So
I'm going all the way past that. So like 45 miles. So on the way there, I'm calling everybody on my phone trying to see who would answer. Nobody would answer. You know what I mean? So what God's plan was to sit me down and make me be still for a reason. And at that moment, my still, if anybody knows Tyson's Corner, I was at Tyson's Corner at 4 p.m. I was lit, I was fucked up, and I made a bad choice, and I was there with my foot on the brake. Now, it's not even funny because at the end of the day, I could be locked up still right now because if my foot comes off that brake and I hit somebody crossing that crosswalk, it's over with. You know what I mean? So to me, that moment right there changed a lot.
Yeah. So what?
I'll tell anybody that's out there right now that if your friends do take the keys from you, don't fall asleep, fake fall asleep, actually go to sleep.
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Them hours matter.
Nah, for real.
Them hours matter.
How
many times OG let me sit on his couch? Them hours matter.
Yeah, hey, listen.
By the way,
trust me.
the driver.
Sleeping on the couch.
I'm telling you, dog. Trust me.
Yeah,
them hours matter.
Yeah, we all got deserts tonight.
On his couch,
I mean, but like, you know what's so funny? Like,
hours matter,
can I say something though? Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
I always think about this. You know, like you're asking me that question, but like, you know, if I put the magnifying glass on any of you guys' life, how many times would I find y'all behind that wheel drinking?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
So the funny thing is, like, when you do have a magnifying glass on your life, there's a responsibility that comes with it. You know what I mean? So that's a responsibility I didn't understand at that point. But because it was more like, fuck you, I don't want to live your life. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Let me talk about it. Respectfully, let me talk about it.
Yeah. So,
you know how many times I left the club and niggas told me, yo, Beanz, relax.
Have you ever fell asleep at the
Relax. Let me drive your car. No.
I hate that shit.
You're not driving my fucking vehicle.
But dog, can I ask you a question, Beanz? Do they do it when they're in front of somebody? See, it's the way you ask for them keys.
I ain't gonna front.
When you ask, like, hey man, give me your keys, you lit in front of people.
Yeah, I mean,
if you be on the side, like, hey man, give me your keys.
I can't front. Brothers, I can't even take it from my brothers.
I'm not
my brothers is on some different shit. It was like, yo.
Don't say that.
Let me get this all the way out.
I was about to say, I can't answer the question.
No, I got you. Let me get this all the way out, Beanz.
They know what it do, baby.
Hold up real quick. Now, the only reason why, the only reason why
right there, yo,
Gotti was trying to take your keys that night because no. Because it was a night that he wouldn't give me his keys. And you know what happened? We went right into a telephone pole on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Southeast Washington, D.C. Now, at this time, I was a real young dude. I could barely even drive myself the right way. You understand that? But I knew I could get us home. I said, Slim, give me your keys. You fucked up. And they was like, nah, man, I got this, man. You little nigga, blah, 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 all that, yeah. Same thing.
Hashtag give up the keys.
Yeah, hashtag give up the keys.
I ain't gonna cap. Hold on, let me finish this. Let me finish this.
Yeah, we in the pole.
Yeah,
nah, for facts.
I'm a cocky wild nigga. I was a cocky wild nigga. Listen to me. I shouldn't have been driving. Listen, I'm keeping the buck.
Yeah.
These mics are great. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. Listen to me. I should not have been driving. I shouldn't have had the car. None of that shit. Listen, but I'm beefing. My brothers, it's not me. My brothers are beefing with niggas that I'm not really even beefing with. I don't give a fuck about these niggas.
Yeah.
But guess what? I will tell you niggas this shit from the bottom of my heart. My brothers know. That's why they be mad at me, because I keep it a buck. The niggas I was beefing with saved my fucking life. I'm at the fucking... Yo, listen. This is a buck. This is a buck. This is real pissy talk, hallway talk shit. Y'all want that pissy hallway talk?
Pissy hallway talk.
This is real shit.
Let's get it, Beanz.
Listen to me. I shouldn't even been driving. I'm driving my G-Rod. I'm in the club. I'm popping wild bottles. It is what it is. We doing what we do. We busting the fuck up in St. Mary's County, Charles County, whatever. Wherever we at. I leave. My niggas are beefing with niggas. I leave. I'm at the fucking... Listen to me. I'm not even at a stop sign. I'm at the turn shit. You know. Now in Southern Maryland, they got the turn shit where you can get in that lane and you can turn. I'm parked there sleep. This is no funny shit. Niggas that know me know I'm keeping it all the way real. I was asleep. Listen, I'm leaving the club fuckedup.com. Fuckedup.com.
Go ahead. Shake up. You shake it to my
I'm at the Jiffy. There's no stoplight. This is just a turn. So I turns. One thing about Beanz, if you love Beanz and you know Beanz and you fuck with Beanz, you know Beanz. Beanz fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
If he's comfortable, If he's comfortable, I'm going to sleep anywhere.
That once you
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter. I'm in the club. I already popped 4 or 5 bottles. It is what it is. If you love Beans, you know.
You was comfortable at that light that night.
I was comfortable.
Yeah.
The ops took me home. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a fact. This is a fact. My brothers know this shit.
Can I be honest? That's
My
what I
brothers
got.
are home right now. Them niggas know that shit. The ops took me home. And I said, how could I beef with these niggas? Because I was at that light fucked up. I'm fucked up.
They took your shit home.
No, listen, pause. We're not even in St. Mary's County. We in Charles County. These the ops. Y'all could have left me in Charles County to be fuck you, Beans.
Don't make that turn.
Yeah, don't make that
Don't
turn.
make that turn.
There you go.
My niggas left me. They already home, sleep.
OG,
The ops left
don't
me
make
like,
that
yo.
turn, OG.
I ain't making it, man.
Make that. If you see the police on the left, make it right.
No, the police wasn't even on left. They wasn't even on left. The ops was on left. Them niggas jumped in my G-Rod like, yo, I could have been a sniper.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
One thing
It's
about
over
me,
for you,
Fred.
Beans.
Yeah.
It's over for you. You fucking with them
Hey,
niggas.
Beans.
Yeah.
Over
One thing
for
about
you.
me,
Yeah.
I'm the type of nigga like this.
over for me.
Hold on.
OG, it's over for me.
Hold on. I'm the type of nigga like this.
Yeah.
It's over
I
for
don't
me.
give a fuck about them keys.
Yeah.
It's many a nights. I was out motherfucking Mid-East. We in the studio grinding. You know what I mean?
hustle.
Working out that John, recording,
Hustle.
whatever.
Hustle.
Man, nigga, I'm fucked up. I ain't going home. I call my wife. I ain't going home.
Not
These niggas
better not.
These niggas
there's a lot of late night.
sneak women's on y'all. I say, man, no, hey, look, I'm not going no motherfucking home trying to drive
Why would you?
fucked up like that.
trying to set you up.
But at the end of the day, I don't get, hold up, at the end of the motherfucking day, I'm a drunk stationary nigga.
No.
So when I get fucked, when I get fucked up, nigga, I am stationary.
I am too.
You ain't gotta worry about that with me.
I'm a
Trust
fucking-
believe that.
No, but guess what? I try my hand. I'm risky.
Yeah.
I try my hand. I'm gonna make it home.
And that's why you was at that light.
I'm gonna make it home. I was at that
Hey, no, that's why you was at that motherfucking light, dog. That's why you was at that turning, go.
Listen to me. For those that know, I'm in the middle of the medium.
Beans, we gotta leave you at that turn.
Yeah.
2000.
Bro, you took us to another crazy turn.
Listen,
That was a gangster lead.
That's a gangster lean turn.
you know what?
Hey.
'Cause the ops did not leave me at the turn.
We gotta keep this thing
Make sure
rolling.
you get home.
2013. Hold up. 2013. 2013.
That might have been the year.
Hold up.
That might have been a year.
2013, Fred.
Uh-huh.
You come off suspension.
Yeah.
The league say you can get
2000.
back.
No, I
I
came
think it was 2013.
14,
They say
yeah,
2013. I know Wikipedia don't lie. That's
No,
where I
they
got
be
my
lying
notes from.
sometimes.
They be capping.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
what's the
sometimes
two?
they do be
Okay,
capping.
well, 2013, 2014.
Yeah, it was like
you come
14.
off suspension.
Yeah, 14.
You get the 1 year contract with the Patriots.
With the Patriots, yeah.
That's how that happened.
When you got in with the Patriots, how was that operation?
Man.
Post Commander's operation.
I'll be honest with you, man. The Patriots shit was different, boy. I just knew from being around the organization like the one I was from before, like being around the Patriots. Oh man, it was started from up top. Like Bill Belichick, everything was ran behind him. Everything happened behind the scenes. Like everything, like even interviews, like the way you talk to the media, he'll like man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Just everything, the way they did it, it was just like it's team oriented and we all follow this one path. If you don't follow this path, you're not coming along. Because like even the things that you guys see with Tom Brady, I've been around Tom Brady. I've been around a lot of those guys around that team when they won that Super Bowl 2016. I could have been on that team, but I didn't play my role.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it just comes from that ego shit too, like I was telling you before. But just being around Tom Brady, just like you could just feel the presence. Like they all have greatness. Like they all follow the same path. Like there's no person just going outside the role. Like when I was around the Redskins, I had Albert Hainsworth. Not saying he wasn't a great player.
Yeah. No,
he went a different way.
Yeah.
We had other guys with egos.
I'm speaking for you, but you ain't gonna say. A fat bum. Now go ahead. You can finish. You can finish it out, dog. I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I'm gonna say what you ain't gonna say.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
Albert Hainsworth as me being a fan.
No,
and
because
watching
I'm just as a player, I just see him in every day in practice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And I see him destroy niggas, so it'd be more like, damn, nigga, like you just choose really not to do that shit.
Yeah, you just, you know what I'm saying?
Like, to me, it's just more like I've been around a lot of guys that got big deals, and I've seen guys make a lot of money in the league, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just you know.
All that money to be Linus.
100 million to be exact.
Like, I mean, 100 million to be exact. And I ain't gonna even make this to no Albert Hainsworth show, but nigga, I had to get this shit off my chest. When I seen that Bama land on the ground after that play.
And then came back off the cart.
Yeah, come on.
And then he went.
I'm talking about Slim.
He went off the cart.
Yeah, yes, off the cart.
He went back in halftime, ran back out.
Man, come on, man.
And got back on 4th and 2.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I mean, like, what did this kind of energy, bro? Like, cause I always wanted to know when somebody getting bands like that and you got a locker room of people working hard.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Can I be honest with you?
Keep it 100.
Me and Clint, we all was in each other. We all looked at each other in the locker room like, did you just see that fool?
I'm trying to tell you, dog.
Bro, like,
no, that's different, man. Cause
did
like,
that nigga just go off on the cart and then came back?
Come on, man.
He went off on the IR cart and ran back.
And ran back out.
On 4th and 2.
Come on, man.
ESPN.
400
Yeah,
million.
man. For them bands, cause I like that's just like, I mean, it's any job, bro. Like if you on a job,
I mean, we all do crazy shit.
Yeah, and you work.
I done been late before. I done had like, you know, there's things that you guys don't see. We all get fines. Like I've been fined before. Like I've had $60,000-$70,000 worth of fines before. That shit happens. But when you just don't give a fuck and you blatantly say fuck your partner like that you play with and say, you know what, you gotta practice on Thanksgiving. I'm not showing up because you know it's only $30,000. I'll pay that fine not to show up.
Right.
That just shows you that where the team is at.
I want all the money.
But let's just go back to the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
That year, I just knew when I was a part of something different and great. Like I could tell there was a difference. Like the way they run the organization, it starts from the top. And just the way Bill Belichick, when I came in, Bill Belichick set me down and he has a meeting with you one-on-one, looks at you and tells you what he expects and asks you what you expect. But then tell you again what he expects. Mm-hmm. And what they expected me to do was to play backup, because this is after Aaron Hernandez.
Right.
They were looking for that second tight end. And shout out to Martellus Bennett. He got that championship, because if I would have stayed, I would have got it.
Right.
But, I didn't want to. I didn't mind playing second fiddle to Gronk at that time, because I'm older and he's like younger. He's like that dude at that point. Yeah, but special teams, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm not running down on kickoff.
I feel you.
I'm not about to just go run down there and like, I'm past that stage in my life, and that's what they wanted me to do. I guess they wanted me to prove myself, because after coming off a suspension, they want you to do a lot. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, that's not where I want to be in my life. I have more offered to life than just football. Like some guys go that route. They want to be commentators. They want to be coaches. That's cool. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, it's more cliche. Like it's like football still has to be a part of your life. Like you can't make your millions and do nothing else. Like to me, that's what I think.
Right now at this point, because I hear you talking, you know what I mean, all the different business ventures that you got going on. So you like at this point,
I mean, a lot more just weed, because to me, that's where it's at. And
it is where it's at.
That's where I'm gonna win at. And all the money that I lost from football, this is a quote I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna get it all back times 10, and I'm gonna say times 10, because that's my shit. Times 10.
All off the break, man. And but I mean, so at this point, like, you know what I mean, with football, are you like, would you ever go, like, I mean, it's a lot of ex-players that go back and do commentation and all that other stuff. That's not in your lane.
Nah, my shit is, I would do more just for the kids, because the youth is everything. I would rather just do stuff subtly that y'all won't hear about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go around somewhere and I'm gonna get, you know, maybe I will do a foundation or something like that, but I was already talking about that, actually thinking about that, because I feel like I'm doing more in the business lane, but I feel like I have something to give back, because I can relate more to the youth like that.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. So, man, y'all already know what it is, man. Where we at, God? How we looking, fool?
You wanna wrap it up?
Yeah, we had a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? Pissy Hallway Talk. And I just want to say this, hold up. Before we wrap anything up, My man Beanz is on one tonight. Pissy hard. Hey, listen, he come back from Puerto Rico. Hold up. He come back. This is Puerto Rico Beanz. He just came back from vacation.
Puerto Rico Beanz.
Puerto Rico
Hey
Beanz.
Beanz, did you drink some of that tequila with the worm in it?
I
Bit that motherfucker.
I come from that.
That jump.
I heard when you drink that motherfuckers be in the bed doing electric reel.
Oh shit! I was in there like this.
Yeah,
Yo, listen, I came back to the States like, why am I here? Why am I here?
Man.
Hey, look, why the fuck am I really here?
Hey Beanz, I want to ride with you, but I just don't want to turn right.
You cannot turn right. You cannot turn right. But listen, hold up. Before we get into it, I just want to say, man, before we get into all that, man, I want to say, man, I really appreciate you coming down and fucking with us, Fred.
I
man.
drove an hour and 20 minutes to come down.
And that's 100.
And we
that's
appreciate
100, man. I appreciate
my
that.
brother.
Yeah, man. That's
Shout out
love.
to the real niggas out there.
Yeah, indeed.
Hey, look, hold on. Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
Because you know I've been a little quiet tonight.
Yeah, go ahead, Eyeball Jenkins. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know, you got the little situation when you got suspended and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Did it affect your life in any type of way?
Did it affect? Of course it did. I mean, I would be lying if I said it didn't. It affected my life in many ways because at that point, you know, I'm really, this is gonna be like, there's like 50 million right here talking to you, like they're like, yeah, if you just be the boy. Because when I did get suspended, they brought me in the office, the GM, and said, he was like, damn, I wanted you to be my storyline. And he was telling me that, and I was just like, damn, storyline. What the fuck you think this is, nigga? I live a real life. Like, I thought he was on some WWF shit. Like, Vince McMahon.
And realistically, they probably was on that shit.
You talking about some storyline, but that's what they want. Like, a guy that comes from the bottom, come triumph, like come from his.
Yeah.
They want them in compliance.
Yeah. Right. So, to me, like, yeah, it changes. But at the end of the day, I could be in a different position right now. I could be $50 million richer, but I could be like a AB nigga. No, I'm talking shit.
Let's keep it a buck. A broke nigga. Oh, be a broke nigga.
That's love, man.
No, I could be mentally gone. I could be fucked up. I could be dead in reality, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but you got
I'd rather have my mental, have my mind, have my body, my spirit.
Let's talk about that marijuana.
Give them the platform where we can get that good gas from.
Man, come check out that good gas, man. Holistic Injuries, man. Check out #Liberty, man. Any dispensary that you check out the new one on Oxon Hill by the motherfucking MGM. When you go lose your money,
about it, and you gonna come back.
When you lose your money, go see my people. Because you wanna get high.
You wanna need that shit. Let's talk about it. He's back. Let's talk about it.
We love you, Freddie D. Hey, let's get one. Hey, before we wrap it up, everybody throw the cups up, man. We're gonna take the shot from my man Fred.
Hey, guess what?
Salute.
Hey, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and I want everybody to say ooh.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Turn to gold realers. Keep my niggas out the trap, they some gold killers. Real niggas feel my pain, so they pour with us. Fuck niggas get no action cause they penny pinching.